Let's welcome back to the stage AIRE CEO and founder, Vivian Weyll. She's here to reveal persistency, the secret weapon of top producers.
Hello. All right, guys. We're going to talk about, right now, we're going to talk about the one reason you should be in this business. And that is single persistency. And it's definitely the thing that nobody talks about. No IMOs, no uplines, no agencies. It's like the boogeyman of insurance. Because if you start talking about persistency, what you're going to find is that some of the biggest producers in the industry, the mightiest, the most popular ones, have nothing. Therefore, it's all a lie. And when Adriana and I decided to start AIRE, we decided that persistency were not going to be an afterthought. Persistency was going to be the base of everything we do. Why? You see, in this industry, everybody loves leaderboards. Everybody loves to be on top of a stage, on convention, and show that they're the biggest and the best. But at the end of the day, you can be $1 million producer. But if you have a 30% persistency, you're really not. If you have a 40% persistency, you're still not. And my goal, since I started producing myself, was to create a system that we would have, yes, the top producers in the business, but we would also have the most profitable agents in this industry. And you cannot do that without persistency. Now, here's the thing. Being almighty and writing all this business with a 30, 40, even 50% persistency, like I said, it's a lie. And what that does, it shows me, it shows you that you as an agent, you as a salesperson, you are not doing what you're here to do. And you are not here to sell policies. You're not here to make money. You are here to protect families. And if you're losing 70% of your business, if you're losing 60% of your business, or 50%, even 30% of your business, you are not protecting families. You are hurting them. And here at AIRE, we don't hurt people. We don't hurt families. We protect families. We help families. We're here to get our families better than the moment that they were before they met us. Therefore, in this company, you can even go up in comp without persistency, and I love that. Because, you see, persistency is that quiet indicator that shows what you're really doing on the field. Are you here just to make money? Are you here to scam people? There's a lot of those out there. Or are you here to help families? Now, for me, that's very personal. And the reason that's personal is because I was one of those families. You see, I got a check from my insurance carrier one day when my ex-husband had an accident, lost his eyesight, couldn't work for 2 years. And that policy saved my home. So when I go in the field and I sit with my families, I'm not there to make money, and I make a lot of it, but that's not my goal. I'm there to make sure that those people will never, ever have to worry about what's going to happen if. Because I was that person. So if with this company, I can teach every single one of you And then you can teach every single one of your agents that that's what we're here to do. I promise you, you will make more money than you have ever seen in your life because you're doing the right thing. Now, persistency is not something that happens by accident. Persistency, good persistency, great persistency, like we have, our top producers at AIRE have. We're talking about 85 persistency over 12 months and up. You should not ever settle for anything lower than that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you guys exactly what you need to do to be able to be like an Alex Valencia, to be like a David Fredrickson, to be like a Brent Hansen, to be like a Rachel Franchino, to be like a Brooke Beaver. And that is 85% persistency plus over 12 months. So let's go over that. Number one thing that you need to keep in mind, your leads. The quality of your sale is going to start before you even set that appointment. Why? If you are working leads that are being resold immediately after you make that sale, yes, you can be really good with making sure to let them know and set the expectations, but if your clients are getting bombarded, sometimes they're older, sometimes they don't know what's really happening, you need to make sure that you're protecting your book of business. So you need to make sure that you are working good quality leads. And I'm not saying that you can't work age leads. There are some incredible age leads out there. AIRE leads have literally the best age leads in the industry. However, you need to make sure that when you're working those leads, you're working with a company that there is a system to suppress those leads. And if you are a top producer, if you are a producer and you are selling brand new mailers, make sure that you're always suppressing your leads when you make that sale, right? You don't want to get your clients bombarded with people afterwards. You don't want to get your clients to be extremely overwhelmed with, people showing up in their houses. So the quality of your leads is a big section of your persistency. The number two thing that is going to play a huge, huge part on your persistency is going to be your presentation, your training, your mentor, your system, your coaching. What are you doing when you're sitting with these people? You say that you want to help them. You say that you want to take care of them. You say that you want to make sure that, God forbid, something happens, they get their check. But how are you presenting yourself? So the number one thing I'm going to say is this. You are in sales. This is sales. One of the best sales opportunity in America. It's high-ticket sales. However, you're not. You're an underwriter. Your job, you don't have a tangible thing to sell to your client. Your job is to make sure that you're selling them one thing, peace of mind. Therefore, when you're going through that presentation and you're sitting with that client, it's not a salesperson that's sitting with them. It's a field underwriter. Act like one. Your posture must be of a field underwriter. Your control must be of a field underwriter. The way you talk must be of a field underwriter. The way you dress must be of a field underwriter. I think Brent mentioned this earlier before. You gotta make sure that you are acting like a field underwriter. Your presentation is all about questions. You're not here to sell anybody on anything. You're here to find their needs. And how do you find people's needs? Questions. Ask quality questions. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of the questions you ask. And then dig into those questions. Why, Vivian, but it's so uncomfortable. Why are you making me do this? Like, these people are like, oh my God. They don't want to talk about why. For a very simple reason. When you are sitting with somebody and trying to figure out what's important to them, and you ask enough questions that are emotional enough, what happens is our brain will engrave that moment in our brain. Well, in the brain. You got it, right? Therefore, When you're sitting with that client and you're asking those questions and they feel that emotion raising up, that moment is engraved in their mind forever. And therefore, when they're tired, they need to get a new tire, or their fridge breaks, or something happens, and the first thing that comes to mind is say, hey, I'm gonna cancel that life insurance, $200 a month, I can afford it. What's gonna happen? That emotion comes right back, the memory comes right back, and they don't cancel it because they remember why this was important in the first place. So make your presentation emotional. Raise up the emotion. Make sure that you're finding their needs, making sure that you're making them sell you on why this is important to them. Your presentation, the structure of your presentation, and again, if you're here, you work with us, you know how to do mortgage protection, you have my training, you have the 1 to Z presentation. Don't jump sections. That was the biggest mistake I made when I first started out. At some point, I was like, oh, I'm making $60 grand a month now. I don't need to do my why. And then I made 15 that month. And I was like, okay, why? Come right back. I need it back. Don't jump sections of your presentation. Stay true to the script because it works. Not just for me. It works for me, it works for Alex, it works for Jeff, it works for David, it works for Brent, it works for every single one of our top producers. So don't jump the section. Just follow the script, follow the structure we have put in place for you. And the number 3 thing is going to be the most important thing. And it's the one thing that most people don't do. Follow up. Your follow-up is everything. And the good news is that, like Amanda mentioned before, a lot of that follow-up will be automated for you with AirDesk, AirHub, and InsureNest. So that's great. But there's nothing like loving, tender care, guys. And in that follow-up, you want to make sure that you are letting them know exactly what's going to be happening next. And what's going to be happening next? They're going to be getting a bunch of mailers. People are going to be calling them. People are going to be telling them that they're your supervisors. They're going to be telling them that they need to review the policy. The policy is due for review. Let them know exactly what's going to be happening next. Because you are not paid when you sell a policy. You are paid when that policy is in force for 12 months. And in my case, I want my clients on my books for decades. I'm controlling like that, right? Because if I lose a client, that means I didn't do a good job. And I'm sorry, if you are in life insurance sales, not doing a good job shouldn't be an option, right? So that follow-up is very, very important. Now, after you are done with that presentation, you got to email your client every single detail of what you just did. Send them your contact information. Send them your phone number. Send them an email with the copy of the application. Make sure they know who you are and establish yourself as their advisor. Let them know that you are their agent for life. Anything were to happen, they have questions, they need anything, pick up the phone and call me. Don't call the carrier. Why? Because if they are calling you to take care of them, they know that you take care of them always. They're not going to leave you. They're not going to leave you. They will refer you to their family and friends. And your persistency goes up. Your referrals go up. And that's what we want. Now, leads, presentation, follow-up. But here's the thing. Thank you cards. Guys, don't forget. Thank you cards. Always did this. I have a 92% persistency over 12 months. Have always had a 92% persistency over 12 months. I know. People look at me, they're like, oh, you're a unicorn. I'm not. I just care. And this is the thing. You want to make sure that at the end of the day, you got to care. If you care for your clients like you would care for your family, if you care for your clients like you would care for your friends, they won't leave you. They will pick up the phone, and this happens to me all the time. I have clients that I wrote 5 years ago, 4 years ago. They call me and say, hey, Viv, this person just called me and told me that they work for the insurance carrier, and then they asked me for my address. I said, well, if they work for the insurance carrier, they wouldn't be asking you for your address. And they're like, oh, yeah, I noticed something was wrong, so I wanted to call you. When you care for your clients, they will care for you. And therefore, they will not leave you. And when you do just that, it won't just have good persistency. It won't just be one of the most profitable insurance agents in the industry. You will change lives. Thank you very much, everybody.